Hi folks, this is Ronald again. We are playing Dungeon Universalis, and this is a follow-up video to my previous one about campaign turns and travel events and epic events. And we have a look in this video at an epic event which led us here, caused by a travel event. Just for a small recap, this is a bandit attack. We drew this travel event card, and we are attacked by bandits now, on our way to our next main quest within the campaign. And we can follow this text over here, do some dice juggling, and the bandits will go away with some of our coins, and we will lose vitality point maybe, or we can play an epic event, play the quest bandit attack, and this is what we're going to do now. This video is for preparing this event. We have a look at it in the campaign and quest book, and we will do the setup, so laying out the tiles, placing the enemies, have a look at the enemies, so we need to know who we are playing against, and then maybe we will also do some strategy stuff, and then after this there will be another follow-up video where we're gonna have the action and try to eliminate those nasty bandits. Okay, let's have a look at the quest in the book and don't lose time. This is in the campaign and quest book. There's a whole chapter only with not travel events, but epic events caused by travel events. And this is the event Bandit attack. It's almost the same lore text as on the card. The roads are usually safe until a group of bandits decide to keep an eye on them. They ambush careless travelers and throw themselves at them to take all their belongings. So, just have a sneaky preview here. Those are the tiles we are needed. This is a skirmish map. This is not representative for Dungeon Universalis quests in general, because the real quests are often made with exploration. There are also skirmish type quests without exploration in the campaign, or in the independent quests you can play during the campaign, but the epic events are always without exploration. This is just a really small map, and this is not representative for a real quest. This is just an epic event you can play between two real quests. Alright, let's have a further look. I'm sorry, I have to check the camera. Our goal is to knock out all the enemies, the faction or the bandits. We'll have a look at them in a few minutes. The setup is we don't need the reserve point counter, we don't need the Dark Player's card deck. Those cards are not needed. Those are the cards with the traps and spawning further enemies. This is all not in use in this epic event, like in most, or maybe in all, probably in all epic events, because it's just some skirmish against some enemies. The characters in the group of our heroes have to be placed in the yellow shaded field. This is over here. And according to the value points of the group, this is the value points is the value of the group. So if you're leveling up, you're gaining experience and spend it for new skills and spells and boosting your attributes, or you gain new weapons, special items, magic items. Most of them have value points, so the balancing of the game is always scaling with you. And this leads to we're taking the VP of our group. My group has currently a VP of 90, and so we have to check this table over here, and it says 81 to 120 VP. We have to spawn or to place all these enemies, an assassin, and all the additional the other ones above. A human bandit with a short bow, human bandits with axe and shield, with a short bow, broadsword and shield, and so on and so on. We'll have a deeper look in a few minutes. And there are some special rules. An initiative roll will be made, so we have to check which side is attacking first, and only if the dark player is winning, the rule caught by surprise is applied. You can what's with this rule. You can check my how to play video about initiative to have a deeper look. And there's another special rule. It says after the 5th round, the bandits try to flee from the map to those yellow marked fields over here. And if they are reaching these fields, we will lose money, and we can lose through this. We can lose more money, as if we have played followed the text on the card. So maybe if you're doing good, we can come out of this scenario without any harm and with our coins left in our pockets. But maybe we will lose our lives, or much worse, some money. Okay. You can choose on your own which is worse, to lose your life or some money. And if we can manage to beat them down, we can search the belongings, also search the corpses, and to rob their money. Great. And if we are successful in the quest, we will get 1 experience point for all heroes. Okay. Once again, this is the map. I'll set it up in a few moments. But let's have a look at the enemies. So what we have to do now is to check the bestiary. I already showed you the book in the last video. And these are the pages for the enemies. And I told you right before, we need some human bandits with axes and swords and shields and short bows. And we need an assassin, which is an elite enemy with a higher value point. So what we are doing now, and what we do always in Dungeon Universalis, if there are spawning enemies, we have to handle this book. This is not the best. This is the book is absolutely great, don't get me wrong, but the handling is not so very good. So if you are in the fight and you have to handle 5 or 6 enemies, maybe all of those are different. Maybe you have a dwarf and bandit on the board, you have a goblin bandit, a warhorde, an assassin, and a human bandit. Then you will always, if you want to activate them or want to fight against them, and you need their stats, then you have to take the book, put it away. You have their board over here, play with the miniatures, and then you're getting back to the book. You have to open it, have to search for the page, have to search for the okay. And now this is the worst part. Maybe you have a goblin bandit, and you can have several configurations for the enemies, which is an absolutely great. I just wanted to use the effort for to make this statement stronger. An absolutely great feature of Dungeon Universalis. So you have you can have the same bandit, maybe this human bandit that we will use right after this, and the character is always the same. It's always the human bandit, but he can have different equipment. Like this guy doesn't have an axe, a broadsword, and a mace at the same time. He can have one of them, or he may have also have a shield or and leather armor and a short bow, or a crossbow, or 3 daggers. And this is the quest tells you what to do. The dark player could choose what to do, what to take, how to configure, or the spawn table will tell you what when you don't want to have to when you are playing against an artificial dark player, or you don't want to have the effort as a dark player. And coming back to the goblin, I wanted to make an example, and you can see there are 2 values like over here too. This is because this goblin may have a shield and a leather armor, or he may replace the shield with a short bow. And this is and okay, this is the natural armor. This is a bad example. Forget about the armor. This is the natural armor. This is the armor with the leather. But the agility. If this goblin is wearing a leather armor, he has a -1 on agility. And if you have 2 goblins on the board, one with armor and one with leather armor, one without, then you have 1 goblin with 4 and you have 1 with 3 agility. And you have to check this all the time. Or maybe he has a weapon that gives him a -1 or a +1 to his combat skill. then then you always have to check, oh, is it the goblin with this weapon or with that weapon, and if do I have to add this to the combat skill, or is it a penalty? And this is very oh, what's the word for it? Exhausting. This is very exhausting if you have to do this for many enemies. And we have to do this. We have a human bandit. We have one with a broadsword and a shield. We have some with axes and a shield, and we have some with short bow without shields. Of course, because short bow you need 2 hands. And yeah, what can we do now? We can handle this with the book, or we can use these cards. These cards don't coming with the game. I've printed them out. There are 2 decks of this now, because a great guy on Board Game Geek has made them by hand, on his own. Greetings out to Paul at this point. Thank you for it. And you can use these cards where you have more detailed stats than the book. Here's also a perception value. He has printed the values for the weapons, and on the back there are also the skills. What are the skills about? In the book there's only the skill is Lost in the Dark, but you don't have an explanation what's Lost in the Dark. You have to check it in the manual or on the card. Because I'm saying this, you have skill cards in Dungeon Universalis. So this is the Lost in the Dark skill each bandit has. And this tells you what is a skill. This isn't a real skill because this is a natural handicap, but it's counted as a skill. But you could also have the skill, let's see, maybe inspiring, to boost the courage of yourself and the other characters around you. This is a real skill, but the Lost in the Dark is also counting as a skill. So you can put those cards to the board, and you can put all the skills next to them, and or you have to you can put them in the book, but this is not very handy, in my opinion and experience. And so Paul also printed all this stuff on the back of these cards, which is a great help. But if you're bad at math as me, and I'm really, really bad at math, I have a kind of disease in this, then I couldn't handle this even with the cards, and so I made some help. I made an enemy sheet. I've uploaded already to Board Game Geek for 6 times the same mini sheet on it, and you can enter the effective attributes of a character. So if we're going back to the assassin, maybe he's wearing a leather armor. So let's see. Once again, the assassin is wearing a leather armor, and this causes him to have a base value of 5 in agility, but he has an effective value of 4. And to not calculate this every time in the game, I just add in my field over here that he has an agility of 4, and so I don't have to calculate, and I just have to remember is if this armor is getting broken, which doesn't happen really often, up to never, I guess, then I should check the values here again, but then also I don't have to calculate. And this is also for these weapons down here. Let's have a look what we should what we have to do in the normal case. Once again, here it says he has a short sword or scimitar, or this guy may have an axe or a broadsword, but there are no stats for this. So you have to check. You can take the weapon cards for this. Maybe I have one over here, an axe. Great. You can lay this next to your character, to your bandit, maybe to the book. Okay. This isn't very handy if you have several of these cards for several of these enemies. And you can lay next all of the skills to this, and this is not handy. So Paul did it on his cards. He added the stats for the weapons, and I am doing the same on my sheets. you can also do, instead of checking the cards or placing the cards, you can use this table. This is from the rule book. They are the most common weapons with all their stats. Or you can use this reworked table I've made together with a great buddy from the Facebook group. Greetings out to Wojtek. And here you have all the stats in a alphabetically ordered, alphabetically ordered in the opposite of the original ones. The same for range, the same for all the armors and the other items. So this I'm going to take and fill it into my effective sheet to make a little bit of advertising at the moment. We'll keep we go on very soon. And so if there's a weapon like this axe, which is giving the user -1 on his combat skill, so if we have the human fighter over here with a combat skill of 3 and as a base value, I enter a 2 over here. So if I'm going to activate this character or to attack him and I need to check his value, I just pull out this sheet, look at this human bandit with an axe, and I see there's a 2. I don't have to calculate anything. Same for the strength. I have everything of this on these sheets. And even with the predefined unarmed, here we have some common skills down here. This is a great help for me. I know many others don't need this. They play with other types or they play with poor cards, but I can't use them alone. It's too exhausting for me and my math disease or whatever you may call it. Alright, so we have seen there's a lot of stuff. There are a lot of enemies, and we can place the tiles now to make the board visible. We have some trees. I'll check with the... Oh, I guess this is not the right order. One moment. Bandit attack. Yep. This seems to be better. One moment. And we are done. Right now. Yep. So it does look good. It's on the camera too. And we have to place the exit arrows. And that's it. Then we could place all of the enemies. And but let's have a look at the terrain for the moment. We have some trees over here, here, and these overlays are representing trees too. So these trees, all of these, are blocking the full line of sight. There's no way to look over this, and they give also a heavy cover if you're trying to cross the corner or something. And this is good to know because there will be some ranged enemies. You've seen there will be some shooters with short rolls, and we have some mud over here. This is difficult terrain, so you need 2 movement points to walk into a field or into the next. And also your attack values and your combat values will not only the attack, your combat values will be reduced. And there are some stones, they are providing light cover, and that's it. This is the terrain for this map. It's nothing more than this, no exploration and fixed enemies, no other enemies will spawn. And let's see where I should place the enemies. And so we can see one of the problems, kind of first world problems, but it's a little bit annoying. There aren't not enough standees coming with Dungeon Universalis. You have a lot of standees. I don't know how many over 100 standees in different sizes are in the box, but it's not enough. You only have 2 bandits with a bow, but you need 3 for this scenario, at least 3. And the same for other. I think goblins aren't enough, and many even when your VP is rising, the more enemies will spawn, and you will need more miniatures or standees, and you don't have it in the box. You have to use proxies like other standees that I will use. This guy here, I guess it's a Devastator or something. Here's a crossbow. This isn't a short bow, whatever. This doesn't meaningless. These 3 guys are the same bandit in our play. And then we'll have these guys over here I've taken from Decent 2. These are Decent 2 bandits, and the red one, I will take this one as the assassin, the other ones as bandits with axe or broadsword, and to make the difference, there are tokens coming with, or markers, what's the difference? Coming with Dungeon Universalis, you can put over here to show what type of weapon they have. And even these markers are not enough coming in the box. I want there are markers 2 for shields, and that's great because we need 3 bandits with shields, but there are only 2 markers for shields in the box, and this is so I left them because all of the bandits that don't have a short bow will have a weapon and a shield, and so we just have to remember that all of them have a shield, except they have a bow, then they have no shield. Okay. And let's see how we have to place them. Once again, you have to have a look twice. There are some numbers are double, they are twice on the map, so you have to spawn 2 of them. So if here's a human bandit with a broadsword and a shield, you have to put 2 of them onto the map. And that's what I'm going to do now. I said the assassin is the red guy over here. I have to put him here. The facing is always towards the heroes through the setup, and the heroes are going to be placed over here. So I put the face on there. This is a human with a broadsword and a shield, so I put a sword marker next to him. This is a bandit with an axe, and so I put an axe next to him. This is another guy with another bandit with an axe, so he has his axe. And this is also a bandit with a sword. I just have to check for 3, 4. Nope. Hang on a sec. Okay, let's place the others first. Here comes a guy with a bow, and I put a bow marker next to him, so it's more clear that this guy is using a bow. Here's another one with a bow over here. Here's your marker, and the last one with a bow over here, and here's your marker. And I have 1 miniature left, I guess. So where are you going? Nope. Oh, 4. I guess that's all. Why is there another miniature? Oh. One again with a broadsword and a shield. Right over here, facing the heroes. So, these are the bad guys in this scenario. And once again, after the 5th round, those guys are trying to flee from the map, so they will stop targeting the heroes, and they will just walk over here to flee from the map with your coins, or with my coins, because I am playing. And If they are engaged in combat, they try to disengage and to leave the map as well. So I think the best strategy for this should be to I just mark the rectangle where the heroes may be placed. So within these fields we can place the heroes. The heroes party is over here. I'll show you them in a few secs. And so the bandits sooner or later will try to reach these fields, so I would also try to get over with my party up over here to cut their way off. And I have to make a guard for my wizard, because she has only 3 vitality points. She has no armor. She has no protection spells or something. So she is a very, very easy target for all of them. So she needs to be protected by the other ones. And I would try to bring her over here, maybe. So to attack those guys over here, to move all of the heroes over here, so these guys can come after that. It will take some rounds for them, because here's the difficult terrain, for me also. But I have some distance in advance, so I have to take less steps to get over here. They come after the heroes, and maybe, or hopefully, I have already knocked out some of these guys, so I can turn around and make them a warm welcome when they are pacing up. And I have to watch out for these guys with the bow, because they can attack from range, which is pretty logical if they have a bow, and they just have to roll for their own, and I can't do anything to protect me from their arrows. So it will be one of my primary targets to engage them in melee combat, so they can't do any harm. And the assassin has some skills which are bad. We can have a look at him after the strategy, so we can see which skills and which weapons he has. So it's kind of boss enemy in this scenario. Even he has also just 4 or 5 life points, but he will be the hardest enemy in this case. Alright, if I'm telling this, I will show you the guy again. He has, I'll show you my sheet. This is an assassin, and he's wearing a leather armor. He has 4 armor points. He has 2 daggers. He can throw these daggers, or he can use them in melee, but he will use in melee his short sword, and he has a combat value of 5, which is pretty great. In attack, in defense, he's only a 4. And he has the skill ambush, which gives him a +1 on his initiative. I've marked here. And he has stealth, so he can ignore the melee range of an enemy within 1 turn. And he has a lethal blow. I have to check what this skill does, and we can do this together now. So we could check, once again, we could check the cards coming with the game, what this thing does. We can check the rule book, or Paul's cards, and we can check these tables are once again made with Wojtek together. And we have reworked all the skills with a more compressed kind, with more icons, sometimes too much icons, but this is kind of taste, I guess. There are 2 tables, I will link them in the description. So here's one table where you would just have the reworked in the short, this is kind of short version. But there's also existing a table where you have the original skill text and where you have our text, so you can compare them if there are any problems, comprehension problems, or you are suspicious if we have done something wrong or so. Alright, This is a great help, but once again, you don't need this. There's stuff coming with the game, and many people are doing this without. Alright, we wanted to check what level blow is. So let's see. Level blow over here. I hope the camera will focus. Yep. This means if he's rolling a critical hit in melee, he will make -1 on armor, which is great. So I haven't made the video about damage, but maybe when we are watching this, the video will be up and you can check it before watching the action video. But -1 on armor means if you have an armor value of 3, the enemy has to roll the damage dice, and he has to every result of a 3 will make you suffer a wound and you lose a vitality point. And if you have a -1, you will just the enemy doing this will just need a result of 2 on each dice, even if you have an armor of 3. I'm sorry, it's too late now. All right, so let's place the heroes. We have a party of 3 heroes. We have my warrior Croxor, a kind of tank with a heavy armor and a long-ranged melee weapon. We have Larnock, my small goblin explorer, which is great in perception, and we have Krix, my female wizard, without any armor and without a great weapon, and with only 3 vitality points, but I've told you this once before. Then we are accompanied with 2 mercenaries, one mercenary, a shooter mercenary, a human shooter, and a warhound, an animal. Those are accompanying us. They are counting their characters as heroes, as enemies. They are activated as heroes together with my heroes in their turn, as if they were heroes. The only difference is that they have no fortune points, so no rolls can be remade for them or against them, which we have to watch out for. And so, but those are fighting with us. And I'm going to place this guy over here, facing this guy. Same with Larnock. I will do place. Okay, but once again, before I proceed, I tell you why I'm doing this. Like I said, as I said, I wanted to knock out the bow guys first, because they can do damage from the distance, and we have nothing to defend against them. We have no shields, and we can do with the melee weapons. So if we are trying to shoot this guy over here, there's a long distance and we have a high penalty for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fields. This is a penalty of 2, and because I said it once before, she cannot roll again if she has a miss, because she has no fortune points. Lana could, but I want those guys to shoot this guy down. This is a range of 3 only for both of them, so they have not 1 penalty for this. This is a much higher chance, and if they have done their shooting, I want them to move over here to the goal. We've talked about it, and to get out of the range of these guys here. So this is Croxor with my melee weapon, my long-range melee weapon. I place him over here. He has the skill Pathfinder, which allows him to walk through the swamp difficult terrain as if it was just normal terrain. So he could reach one of these guys, or these guys, and engage him in melee, which is a great option. We have this dog over here. Let's place him here to see if they can, if they couldn't knock this guy down, he can walk over here, or maybe he's going over here, or if this guy is falling, he can engage this guy. He has a movement of 7 points, he can reach any of them. And at last we have my wizard. I'm going to place here, And if we are winning the initiative, and I really hope to that we will win the initiative, please watch the video about how initiative works, so you will know why this is so important to win. And I think we will do, because we have a +3 of Croxo, I have +4 because he's standing adjacent to his sharp senses pet. We have a +4 against a +1, because all of these guys have the ambush skill. They have a +1 on the initiative, so this is a good starting position, and we will hopefully win the initiative, and then I can move all the heroes and mercenaries first, and then I hope we will knock out some guys, and I think she will do a lightning bolt or some attack skills, maybe against him or against him, or this guy if he's still standing, or this guy over here, maybe, let's see. And if we are getting in real big trouble, I'm gonna spawn my water elemental. Let's say hello to Walter, my water elemental. This is a great helper, but let's see if we need him. And yes, after this I have to move her out of the range of these guys here, because because of the reasons I've already told you twice. Low vitality, no armor, and because I hope those will be all engaged in combat. They would be no threat for her. So if I move her up over here, she's out of range of these guys, and she will survive at least one round. Hopefully she will survive the whole party, the whole game. So this was a false friend from the German word. Okay, that's it. This was the setup and the strategy part of the game. I hope this was clear for you, why I've placed all the guys over here, why I've placed the heroes where I have placed them. I will remove these markers. Maybe I will sleep over this and rearrange the heroes, but then I will let you know then in the action video. And let's see if we can beat it, if all of the heroes and mercenaries hopefully will survive, and if we can save our hard-earned coins against these bandits and make even more because of looting their corpses, because we are hero, and heroes always looting corpses. Alright, that's it for now. Please come back for the final video of this epic event, Bandit's Ambush or Bandit Attack or whatever it's called. And yes, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you too. See you soon. Have a great day. Bye.